My boss, Mr. Sterling, wore $5,000 suits but took credit for my 80-hour workweeks. He thought he was untouchable. So untouchable that he tried to frame me for stealing $250,000 from the company. But Sterling made one fatal mistake. He didn't realize that the security cameras he used to try and frame me were completely routed through my personal phone. If you want to see an arrogant manager completely ruin his own life in under 3 minutes, hit that subscribe button right now. Because this is the story of how a corrupt boss fell into his own trap. For 2 years, I was the senior accountant at a high-end logistics firm. My boss, Mr. Sterling, was a nightmare. He drove a luxury sports car, belittled the staff, and constantly reminded us how easily we could be replaced. Last month, our company underwent a massive financial audit. 2 days before the auditors arrived, Sterling called me into his office. He looked stressed, but he tried to hide it with his usual arrogant smile. He handed me a flash drive and told me to upload the files to our main database. I trusted him, so I did it. But an hour later, my system flagged an anomaly. Someone had transferred $250,000 out of the company's reserve account into an offshore shell company. And the digital footprint led straight to my employee ID. I sat at my desk, my blood running cold. I realized instantly what was happening. Sterling had been stealing money for months, and he used my computer credentials to cover his tracks. He was setting me up to take the fall. I didn't panic. I knew if I went to HR without proof, Sterling would just use his power to bury me. I needed hard evidence. That night, I stayed late, pretending to work. At midnight, I saw Sterling enter the server room on our floor. He didn't know that 3 months ago, I was the one who upgraded the office security system. He thought the cameras only recorded to the main office drive, a drive he had access to delete. But I had set up a secondary, private cloud backup that mirrored everything in real time. I pulled out my phone and watched the live feed. There was Sterling, using a master key to log into my physical workstation, planting physical printouts of the fraudulent wire transfers in my desk drawer, and manually deleting the server room logs for that night. He was smiling the entire time. He truly believed he had just executed the perfect crime. The next morning, the CEO and the federal auditors arrived. Before I could even sit down, Sterling walked into my cubicle with 2 corporate security guards. In a loud voice, ensuring the entire office could hear, he said, "I'm sorry it had to come to this, but we found the missing funds. Get out of your chair." They marched me into the main boardroom. The CEO looked devastated. Sterling threw the printed documents onto the table. "We found these in his desk," Sterling said, sounding fake heartbroken. "He used his ID to wire the money out. The digital evidence doesn't lie. I want him arrested immediately." The CEO looked at me and asked, "Do you have anything to say for yourself?" I smiled, leaned forward, and said, "Yes. I'd like to play a video." I opened my laptop and connected it to the boardroom projector. Sterling chuckled. "There's no video that can save you." He stopped talking. The giant screen filled with crystal clear, high-definition footage of Sterling inside the server room at midnight. The board watched in total silence as Sterling logged into my computer, planted the exact documents sitting on the table, and wiped his brow in relief. The timestamp on the video was exactly 7 hours ago. Sterling's face went from smug arrogance to completely breathless horror. His mouth hung open, his hands visibly shaking. The CEO slowly turned his head, looked at Sterling, and said, "Sit down, Mr. Sterling. The police are already on their way." Sterling didn't just get fired, he was arrested right there in the lobby in front of the entire staff. The audit revealed he had been embezzling money for over 3 years. He was sentenced to 7 years in a federal prison and had to forfeit his luxury car and his house to pay back the stolen funds. As for me, the CEO apologized personally and promoted me to Sterling's old position with a massive 50% raise. Sterling thought he could use me as a scapegoat to save his own skin. But in the end, his own